As usual, we're just going to give people a few minutes to join. I just want to say, if you are watching this on the replay, thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching this on the replay on Periscope, Girly Whirly's in the house straight away. Hello, Girly Whirly, good evening. If you're watching this recording, on Periscope within 24 hours, then you can heart it up. You can't comment like these guys can tonight, but you can still give us some hearts if you like what you are hearing and seeing. Tonight we're talking about a topic that I think relates to absolutely everybody on the planet. If you're watching this replay on YouTube, then subscribe. Nina, hello, someone else has popped up then, I didn't see who it was. Then subscribe to YouTube. These all go up on the actonthis.tv. Kim, good evening, on the actonthis.tv YouTube channel. If you're an actor particularly, come over and join actonthis.tv. Lee is in the house. Trey Small is in the house. How are we doing, Lee? Good evening, Mr. Petcher. Good to see you. Sam is here. Sam, this topic we're talking about tonight was, I think it was, you suggested it, didn't you? Was it you, Sam, who suggested this about limiting beliefs tonight? Let me know. Good evening, Kim. How are we doing? Great to see you here. This is nice. So we're getting people joining. At least Periscope is working again. We struggled, didn't we, last Friday? Steve is here. Mr. Dempster, hello. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, we'll just give people a couple of minutes to join until we kick off. Good evening, Lee. How are we doing? Good to see you here. And then we're gonna dive right in tonight, looking at how we can beat our limiting beliefs. Kim's suggestion, that was it. It was Kim, because you've got your performance tomorrow, Kim. Absolutely, and you were feeling unsure about it. So tonight we're going to be looking at beating our limiting beliefs by proving they are bullshit. Basically, I use that word a lot. I'm sorry if it offends people, but I am plugged in, Kim. Thank you. I've got a brew. Oh, you know what? I'm not in aeroplane mode. No, I'm not, and I don't think I can do it now. I'm in scope. So that's a bit of a dangerous one. If somebody rings me tonight, guys, this scope might just end brutally. If that does, I will relaunch it straight again and just jump straight back in. That might happen. Patricia Helena, hello, good evening to you. Welcome to the scope. I don't recognize your name. Arkadina, you joined us not long ago. Good evening to you as well. So Kim, one of our regular scope viewers, how are we doing? Great to see you. Yeah, Kim said that she you do need to remind me, Kim, that she's got a performance tomorrow. She's bricking it a little bit. She's a little bit scared. Don't you dare call me Lee, because that will end the Periscope. Don't do that. Laura, good evening as well. Kim was saying that she's got a performance tomorrow and she's scared about it, okay? And I was like, well, Kim, you know what? There's probably still some limiting beliefs there. And we've spoken about this on other scopes in the past. There's probably still some beliefs that are niggling away in your subconscious that you're probably not even aware of. And the thing with limiting beliefs are, we all have them. None of us are immune to them. We are never taught how to deal with them growing up. So unfortunately, as adults, they kind of consume us sometimes. And unless you are taught specifically, strategies and techniques to kind of get over them, prove them wrong, prove them as bullshit, like I'm going to show you tonight, and actually flip them into empowering beliefs, you'll struggle with these for the rest of your life. And it's something that even, I've been kind of studying this kind of stuff for about nearly 8 years. I've probably read over 100 books on self-development, on personal growth, on mindset, psychology, NLP, all these areas that help you deal with these things. But I still find myself, it's Patricia in disguise. Hello, Patricia, how are we doing? And I still find sometimes limiting beliefs about myself niggling back in there again, and I have to kind of just cut them off straight away. So I'm going to go through a few things with you guys tonight. Well, one thing in particular that will enable you to do that. As anyone, I'm quite happy to kind of go through some limiting beliefs that I've had in the past. Is there anything that you're struggling with now? Some of my limiting beliefs in the past, I've spoken a lot about career. So I'm an actor, for those who don't know me. My name's Ross, by the way. I'm an actor from Manchester in the UK. I'm a voiceover artist as well. I'm obsessed with mindset and success, really, and what makes people successful and what makes people unsuccessful. And previously, like limiting beliefs that I kind of grew up with, or previously in my career before this, many years ago, I had loads, all the regular ones about my career as an actor. I was doing a job in so Patricia, I'm sure you'll relate to this. So I was doing a job working 40 hours a week in a shop in the Trafford Centre, a shopping centre in Manchester, convincing myself that was the right thing to be doing as an actor, because I needed a job to sustain money, obviously, and a level of living ability. I guess I needed to earn cash, but I was spending 40 hours a week earning that cash in a job that I hated, kidding myself that I could get somewhere in my acting career, the career I really loved and wanted to get further in, when I was only really able to spend a Saturday and a Sunday investing in that career when no one else in the industry is working. I was working Monday to Friday in a shop. I was running away from my life at the weekend, going out, partying, getting drunk, trying to escape the mundane, you know, existence I had, and thinking that somehow it's all going to be fine. Totally believe I'm not good enough as an actor, even though I love doing it. Right, okay, cool. Well, I've got some things that I want to go through with you, Kim. SSS, good to see you. I think you've been on a scope before. So Kim Arcadina feels the same. This is something we all have, you know, guys. And even now, I will hold my hand up, right? When I get a job, if I get a professional TV job or something like that, happened recently. Was lucky enough to get a job on something that they're filming at the moment called Happy Valley. It's a BBC One series that has just been given a second series. It won BAFTAs for the first series, very prestigious. Had an audition for it, didn't get the part that I went for, but then a few weeks later I got a call to say actually they would like to give you a different part. So I was over the moon. You get that call, you know what it's like, you get that call from your agent and you're like, wow, you feel on cloud 9. You feel that it's great. Lee's got 2-minute list right now, don't worry Lee, we will knock them out of the park one by one, pal. So I get the call from my agent going, you've got this job, and I'm elated for like 5 minutes. As soon as that phone goes down and that elation kind of dwindles a little bit, self-doubt starts setting in. Oh my God, have they made the right decision? Can I do this? What if I don't do a good job? What if like they don't think I'm very good? I mean, all these limiting beliefs that I used to have, if you're not careful, do start kind of creeping back in again, and you just have to go, bang, no, I know that's bullshit, and I can prove that it's bullshit, and that's what I'm going to show you guys tonight. So previous beliefs about, you know, mine, I've had all about ability, like you guys are saying, about the way, you know, kind of, do we look right for this industry? Will I, you know, do I look right as a leading male? Do I look right as a like, you know, supporting artist? Where would I pitch myself in the industry? You know, all kinds of things. I had limiting beliefs about my training as an actor at drama school, going, you know what, drama school have trained me to act, but they've not taught me anything about the industry. And I used to blame my training for going, well, of course I can't get anywhere in the industry because I don't know anything about agents and casting directors, because my drama school taught me how to act for 3 years but didn't give me any training on the business. They were all very limiting beliefs. Okay, I'm going to show you how we can kind of disprove those. So first of all, oh, here you go. I've just got a nice little quote. I always like to start with a little quote. I forgot I'd printed this out. This is just something that I just want to say. So this is an image of George Eliot, who was actually called Mary Ann Evans. That was a pen name, George Eliot. So people would take her seriously. Bit of a shame she had to use that name. But she was a novelist and journalist in Victorian times. I'm sure you've all heard of her. She said it is never too late to be what you might have been. So you know, you get people, you always get that person at like a wedding or a birthday party or something, and when you say, they go, oh, what do you do? And if you've got the guts to say you're an actor, because a lot of people have limiting beliefs about even saying that they are an actor, they feel ashamed that they can even say that. You just get that one person who goes, oh yeah, I could have been that, yeah, I could have been an actor, or I could have been a dancer, they said I could have been a pop star, you know, or whatever, but it's too late for me now. It's never too late to go after your dreams and do what you want to do regardless. That in itself is just a massively limiting belief. So first of all, what is a belief? Okay, so a belief is a feeling of certainty. That's the thing, right guys? It's the feeling of certainty about what something means. So the challenge is that most of our beliefs are generalizations about our past, okay, based on our interpretations of painful and pleasurable experiences. So you feel more confident, say you're a drama student as opposed to an actress, Kim. As soon as you graduate, you've got to start saying you're an actress. The challenge is most of us do not consciously decide what we're going to believe. Instead, often our beliefs are misinterpretations of past events. How do ideas turn into beliefs? Okay, so think of an idea like a tabletop, guys. I mentioned this on last night's scope briefly. So the idea is a tabletop with no legs, okay, without any legs at all. The tabletop won't even stand up by itself. So a belief starts off as an idea, first of all. Now imagine that idea is this tabletop with no legs whatsoever. Before it can become a belief, it needs to get legs. So a belief, on the other hand, has legs. To believe something, you have references to support the idea, specific experiences that back up that belief. These are the legs that make your tabletop solid and that make you certain about your beliefs. So for example, if you believe you're extremely intelligent, then you likely have a lot of references to back it up. Maybe you did well in school. People always tell you that you're smart, you know, how smart you are. You catch on to things really quickly, etc. You can find experiences to back up almost any belief. Okay, so if you are looking, you know, for experiences, you can generally, you know, back them up if it's to be a belief. If you can't find those experiences, it stays as an idea, and that's key, okay? So the key is to make sure that you're consciously aware of the beliefs you're creating. If they don't empower you, you need to change them. All personal breakthroughs begin with a change in beliefs. So the moment we begin to honestly question our beliefs and the experiences we assign to them, we no longer feel absolutely certain about them. So at the moment, Kim, you might feel certain that you have doubts about your ability. You might feel certain that you're not good enough for whatever reason. We need to question that first of all. This opens the door to replacing your old, disempowering beliefs with new beliefs that support you in the direction you want to go. If you develop the absolute sense of certainty that powerful beliefs provide, then you can get yourself to accomplish virtually anything, including those things other people are certain are impossible. Remember in other scopes we've said things are only impossible until they are done. Okay, so people thought Roger Bannister wouldn't be able to run the 4-minute mile. It was thought of as impossible. Okay, as soon as he did it, more than 30 people did it in the same year because it became possible. Those limiting beliefs that people had about the human ability were suddenly questioned and lifted. They were no longer certain. That air of certainty around human beings not being able to do a 4-minute mile was broken. Thus, people started, you know, trying it themselves and seeing they could do it. Vishal, great to see you. So what we need to do is we need to give legs to our ideas before we believe them. Okay, so Kim, what you think is a belief for you right now, that you question your ability as an actress and you're not good enough, you know, and you're not talented enough or whatever it is for your performance tomorrow. It's not a real true belief of yours. It's just an idea of yours right now. Okay, so can we add legs to that idea? What are the ideas behind your limiting beliefs? You know, do you have factual references to support and back up that belief? If you don't, and if you don't have 4 of them, you need at least 4 to make that table stand up on its own, you've just disproved that that belief is bullshit. So for instance, if you are going to say all mountains are unclimbable until someone climbs it, yeah, very true. So Kim, if you're going to say, right, I'm not talented enough to put on a great performance tomorrow, I need you to give me right now at least 4 facts that are, you know, references that are from your previous experiences, whether they're good or bad, that back up that idea before it can become a belief. So one of those ideas might be, I have never been given a part for any audition that I've been to. If that's the case, then we'll have it as a leg. If you have been given a part and you've been successful at an audition, let me know now if you've ever been given a part in something, then it disproves that you can't have that leg. That leg is gone. We can't attach that to the table. If people have always told you after a performance that they didn't enjoy it, so you have been given so you have got a part, thus there has to be talent there and ability. Okay, so you've been given a part as well. You've auditioned for something and you've been given a part. So you can't have that idea that your talent isn't good enough to support that idea. Other things you might say, okay, well if that idea is to be a belief, every performance you've done, no one has ever said that they've enjoyed it. No one's ever come up to you and said, Kim, you know what, you did really well tonight, I really enjoyed that. If all they've done is come up to you and go, Kim, you were pretty terrible in that, then okay, I'll have that as a leg. That's fine, you can stick that on the table. But if they haven't, we can't have it. Thus, that belief you think you've got is still just an idea. So unless you can give me 4 legs right now to put on that table for why your talent isn't good enough, then it has to just stay as an idea. People have this in relationships. This is something you might all relate to. Somebody cheats on somebody, okay? So a girl might cheat on a guy might cheat on a girl. Instantly, they create this limiting belief in their mind that they are not good enough. It was their fault that they were cheated on, and all guys or all girls cheat. That whatever it is. So they will have trust issues with every other relationship they go into. They put this false belief in their mind. To make that a real belief though, and not just an idea, we would have to go, okay, well, for leg number 1, every relationship I've been in, someone has cheated on me. Now that could be true, okay, so that's fine, let's have that as a leg. Let's just say worst case scenario, that is the case. Okay, that's a leg. Next leg, very helpful exercise, I'll use it in future, definitely Patricia. Next leg on that table though, we need another 3. So we've got 1, that every relationship I've been in, I've been cheated on. Okay, well you can have that, and I'll give you that as a leg. The next leg though would have to be every relationship I know of, the person has cheated on somebody. Someone in that relationship has cheated on, whether it was your parents, your friends, you know, other members of your family. Every relationship I know of, there's been a cheater involved. Well, that can't possibly be true. You must appreciate how ludicrous that is. You can't say that the other 3.5 billion men or the 3.5 billion women that are on this planet can all possibly be cheaters. It is absolutely ludicrous. So you can't have that as your leg. So you would need still need 3 other facts based on previous experience to make that idea a belief, and I promise you, you won't find them. The harder you look, all you will do is come up with reasons why your belief is actually just an idea of yours. It's not actually a true belief. Other ones, so I'm launching a mindset course in December. It's going to be launched at the end of December for the new year. It will transform your life, but in it's called Bulletproof Actor, Unstoppable Confidence, Infinite Success, and in it I go through, this is unit 4, I go through all my previous limiting beliefs and actually how I flipped them into empowering beliefs. So I've got that one there. My drama school didn't prepare me for getting work in the industry. Well, actually, you know what, I flip that now. So I go, okay, well, my drama school, no, it didn't give me the industry knowledge that I needed about agents and casting directors. It taught me how to act, though. Okay, so if I'm going to blame it, I have to blame it consciously. So I can't just blame it unconsciously and go, oh, well, you didn't give me anything. Well, it did teach me how to act, so I can blame it consciously, positively for that. The things it didn't give me was the information on agents and casting directors, etc. You try to come up with 4 and actually can only come up with 1. There you go, Kim. Exactly. Thus, your belief is nonsense, and you need to remember that. So yeah, I'd blame my drama school for not giving me the industry knowledge that I needed. What it actually did, though, I've got here, is it taught me to value my own ability and study independently. So it gave me a reason to learn how to research career information online myself. Now, I am the king of hunting out information. I can learn anything using the internet on my own. And the proof of that, so I'm proving that myself, is there are online courses for literally everything on the internet. So my old belief of, oh, well, my drama school didn't teach me anything and how to do that, it was limiting me in terms of going, oh, well, I don't know anything about the industry. Well, actually, no, let's flip that. Let's turn that into an empowering belief that actually, you know what, it didn't teach me at drama school, but it taught me how to be resourceful and independent myself. Now, I can find out anything. And the proof of that is that literally you could give me a topic on anything, and then by tomorrow I could find out how I could learn to do that thing online, because there are online courses for literally everything online. Other limiting beliefs, I have to work a 40-hour week doing a job that I hated to survive. Well, you know what, that was a limiting belief and was nonsense, but let's flip that into an empowering belief about myself. Working 40 hours a week, I've got here, doing a job I hate, has given me so much clarity on real value of time and how precious it is. It taught me that I must invest that time into following my own dreams and not creating someone else's. Proof of that is there are millions of people earning money on their own terms, working for themselves, doing something that they love. So my limiting belief of going, I can only earn money doing something that I hate, has been completely disproven. And I flipped it into an empowering belief. So whatever your limiting beliefs are, if you can't add those 4 legs to them to make it a belief, so it just stays as an idea otherwise, you know, you can flip them also into empowering beliefs and look at what actually that situation that you think is limiting is actually given you. You know, whether that's something to do with your career or not. So yeah, just, you know, I'm going to upload this document as well to the replay. There should be able to download it from actonthis.tv. You can click on Periscopes and download this PDF. But just get this sheet here. Write down your limiting belief on it, wherever it is. And if you can't draw your 4 legs onto here that tell you what it is, for sure, that, you know, you can back it up factually, it has to stay as an idea, and this guy will stay smiling. If you add the 4 legs, he'll probably have a frown, but I guarantee you probably in 99% of cases will not be able to find those 4 factual pieces of experience from your previous experience in life that you know are true to back up your claim. So let me know, like, what your limiting beliefs are if you're prepared to share, and we'll try and see if we can add any legs onto those, because we probably won't be able to. You know, like I say, for me, that working 40 hours a week in a shop, doing something that I hate in order to provide for my acting career, my limiting beliefs would have to be, okay, well, one of those legs would have to be every single actor who's successful on the planet spent 40 hours a week doing a job that they hate. Well, no, I know loads of actors who work in an industry that they love to support their acting career. That's most of the time is tied to the industry, so they at least feel part of the industry when they're not working as an actor. That's now what I do. And it's really fulfilling, because when I'm not working as an actor, I still feel like I'm part of it. So I'm doing a job that I love to support my acting career. Not what I used to think was everybody sits down and moans over a coffee about how shit their job is. You know, oh, I have to work in a bar, I have to work in a cafe, I have to work here, I hate it. No, you don't. And I did a scope just last week that was on about, when was it, last Wednesday? All about creating online businesses for yourself. Having a big idea about what you can teach other people and creating online courses to earn money to support yourself doing something you love. I love working in theatre in between acting. Yeah, absolutely. You know, Sam, definitely. And that, you know, just keeps you, it feels like you're part of it, doesn't it? Even when you're not working on that stage, you still feel part of the production in a way, whatever that is, you know, playing your small part, whether it's front of house, backstage, you know, ushering, you know, tickets, whatever. You're still part of the industry and you're doing something that you enjoy, as opposed to me, mental in my mind, going, no, of course you have to do a job you hate. That would have been my thought originally, took the jump and ditched the job. So yeah, Kim left her job earlier this year, thinking, again, she had the limiting belief of going, well, I have to do a job that I hate. She jumped, she had the courage to jump, which is the first component of confidence. The net appeared for her, and now, you know, now she's studying full-time, doing her acting, you know, probably more fulfilled than ever. Obviously there's limiting beliefs still there, Kim, that, you know, you're going to be, you know, you're going to be tackling, but that's natural. We all have them, and part of admitting that you've got them, and that's why I would get you to write them down if you're doing this. Write down what you think your limiting beliefs are, to get them out of your mind and onto the paper so you can disprove them. It's a really nice, you know, cathartic part of the process. You know, admitting you've got them is a first step to, you know, to dealing with them and overcoming them. I won't succeed in acting because I'm a foreigner. How about this? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, okay. So, well, I would go. Okay. Well, the first leg I would need to put on the table there, Patricia, would be every actress who is not native to the UK has failed within the UK industry. So there's no foreign actresses who are working in the UK industry. Well, that's nonsense. You can't have that one, can you? There is absolutely loads, and there's some amazing, you know, European or foreign actors and actresses who are working in the UK and America. You know, absolutely all over. You only need to look at any film, any top film. Chris Stone Films is here. Chris, who's the amazing German actor who's in James Bond, the new James Bond? Can't remember the guy's name. Hans someone or other, or probably. What's his name? He's great though, and speaks with a very heavy accent though. Been in a lot of films, a lot of German films. There, yeah, Christoph Waltz. There you go. He was on. I think he was on Jonathan Ross or Graham Norton. Patricia, like, he's stereotypically not UK. He's a very kind of, you know, European actor with a heavy accent, and you would think, oh, okay, it's going to be limited roles for him. Guy's never not working at the top of the industry as well. So you can't have that you know, I'm a foreigner, thus I'm not going to succeed in the industry. You can't have that. As long as you have the work ethic and the hustle. And we did a scope just last night. If you've not watched it, go and actonthis.tv, click on Periscope and watch the scope we did last night on Lewis Howe's book called School of Greatness. We did a scope last night on hustle, meaning work, hard work, and fear. And the thing that will stop you, Patricia, not just that limiting belief you have of yourself, which isn't actually a true belief, it's an idea. Remember, it's just an idea you have about yourself. It's not true, it's not based on any fact, it's just an idea. The thing that's really probably stopping you is the fear behind it, the fear to hustle and to work hard. Hustle was a fab Sunday treat. Yeah, that was yesterday. So check out it and on actonthis.tv, and there's an exercise that we do where you write down things called what if statements. Actually, he failed in Hollywood on his first go. Read his story, it's fascinating. Well, there you go. He didn't give up, Patricia. You know, Christoph Waltz smashing it now. You know, and he was probably in your position once. But look at the scope about Lewis's book last night. Anyone else have the song The Hustle in their head after last night? The Hustle is a great song. But yeah, we did an exercise called What If, and basically you write down your worst fears about failure in whatever it is you want to achieve. So you might, Patricia, might go, what if I never get a job as an actress? And then go really all the way, all your ultimate fears. What if I never have a job as an actress and I can't earn enough money to support myself, and I lose my house, and my partner leaves me, and my kids don't want to speak to me, or whatever it is, the worst fears that you have. Get them out of your head. Feel that fear. Get it on the paper. Then substitute those negative what if statements for positive what if statements. What if I do get an acting job and, you know, and I become incredibly successful and I make all this money and I can help all these people and I set up these charities and I can make a huge impact in the world and I get awards for this and that, and all these positive what ifs that will empower you. Replace those negative what ifs in your head and try and empower you moving forward. What if I get abducted by aliens? Well, you could have that either way, Chris. So what if I get abducted by aliens and they do experiments on me and kill me? Okay, that would be the bad what if statements. What if I get abducted by aliens and they show me technology that can cure all illnesses on Earth and I fly to the moon and I visit Mars? All these positive what if statements. It would be amazing. It might not end badly. Great idea for a film, Chris, says Sam. I agree. So there are always positive what ifs instead of just the negative what ifs, which naturally, because of our negativity bias as human beings, we lean towards, because we need to know about all the bad stuff. Yes, Chris, I will star in that film for you, without a doubt. So yeah, so that, I mean, that's kind of like, you know, all I want to talk about on tonight's scope, guys, is just backing up. Get rid of that certainty. Right now, those limiting beliefs in your mind, you're going to feel quite certain about them. Okay, you can definitely be an alien, Kim. You're going to feel quite certain about those beliefs in your head, but actually when you dissect them, I want you to bring uncertainty into that equation. We can definitely all have a part in Chris's film, Laura. Bring uncertainty to those beliefs, so you start questioning them. At the minimum, you start questioning them, and then do the exercise. You know, get your tabletop, print this off. It'll be on actonthis.tv tomorrow on the replay of this scope. Write down what your limiting belief is, and if you can't add your 4 legs onto your tabletop, it can't be a belief, it stays an idea, and you've just proved that it's bullshit. And you can do that with all of your beliefs. I did it with, I've done it literally with everything that I've ever thought about, to be honest, when I first did this exercise a few years ago. And I was like, wow, everything that I thought I believed and felt quite certain about, I just know it's all in here. It's just all limiting beliefs that were forced upon me, that for some bizarre reason my subconscious decided to honour anyway, but they were never supposed to be my ideas. They were put on me by other people, by listening to other people who had these beliefs and feeling that that was normal. And it isn't normal. It shouldn't be normal anyway. It probably is more normal than it should be, because 99% of people live with these full time and never deal with them, never have the strategies or are taught how to deal with them or even question them. You have that ability now. You know, I just want to sow that seed in your mind to start questioning those beliefs that you have. And let me know. Tweet me at Ross A. Grant. Or you can tweet Bulletproof Actor, which is the mindset course that I'm bringing out later this year. If you want to get on the waiting list for that, it will change your life. But you can go to bulletproofactor.com. Very, very exciting. You can get an email invite for that, and I'll keep you updated with all the goings on around that course. If you get in early, you'll get bonuses as well. I'll only ever be a Thai entertainer and not make it onto TV or film. Okay, Lee. Another easy one to just smash away. Bang. Have a look. You know, every time you have an interview on TV with someone who's very, very famous, you always get that video of them, whether it's a school play, a theatre and education performance, the first TV advert they did that was terrible, the first one line that they had, the first walk-on 3 that they were given in a soap, whatever it is. You know, you only need to look at people like, you know, David Tennant, Chris Eccleston, massive, massive actors who all started off doing these really dodgy things initially that we would all be really embarrassed and quite ashamed for people to bring up now. They all started there. They all started with those, and now they're working at the top of the game, getting paid top bucks, having huge impacts in the industry, living a very successful life. So for you to add that leg to your table, you would have to say, every actor who's ever done theatre and education has never gone on to do anything more. So if you know any actor who's doing theatre and education with you now, who's done any professional TV job or anything that you would class as better or, you know, more favourable than that, then you would go on. You know, you would go on and disprove that, because you would go, well, actually, I know this guy who's done great stuff. Look up David Tennant's early short films on YouTube. He's done some crazy stuff back in the day, Chris, hasn't he? Really mental stuff that's not that great, to be honest. To answer your question, Kim, yeah, I've done loads. I used to do a lot of corporate work, and I spent a while out in Disneyland Paris playing buttons in a pantomime with ridiculous outfits on, sparkly silver suits on, mental stuff that if you had video footage of now, you'd be like, oh my god. Love it when David Tennant gets the eyeliner out. Yeah, absolutely. So I've done a lot of jobs like that. I used to present loads of corporate videos for companies like Iceland. What else have I done? You know, Game, who used to work for, did some of their corporate videos eventually. Summerfield, Poundland, stuff that's not glamorous whatsoever. We did stuff for the Variety Club, children's charities for free, theatre performances for them, you know, to raise money for them. That was just pretty much theatre and education stuff, but for, you know, kids who had a rough start in life. Loads of that stuff when I look back. Dancing around, dressed up as a clown, pretending to play a saxophone with a group of people. I can't dance, guys, I can't dance. I can do a Michael Jackson impression, which is pretty sweet when I'm drunk, but I can't dance properly. Corporate videos are brilliant. More Partridge than Partridge. They are. My corporate videos, you can probably find them on YouTube, Chris. Just search for, I don't know if I've still got the showreel up there from my corporate days, but really embarrassing stuff, honestly. And you look at my showreel now, which I'm quite proud of, which is good. I've got loads of nice stuff on it. Chris just edited it for me, which is great of him. Thank you, Chris. Did that hinder your career? No, it didn't hinder my career at all. What it did is it gave me perspective. So it made me realise just, you know, do you know what, actually, just how grateful you can be in any job to be doing something that you love, because compared to me working in that shop, doing that stuff for Variety Club or those corporate videos was an absolute dream. I was getting paid probably half a month's wages. It wasn't a load, but I would have had to work in the shop for 2 weeks to get paid what I was getting paid. I was getting a few £100 for doing it. I was having the time of my life, having a really good laugh. The crew was great. It wasn't glamorous. I wasn't becoming well known for it, and I wasn't getting huge money, but I was loving it compared to what I was doing in my previous job. You never know who you're going to meet along the way. The people of tomorrow start somewhere too. Yeah, absolutely. And I've met people who I've now, who've worked both ways. They've been able to help me and put me in contact with people from that thing in Paris that I did. At Disneyland, there's people there that have put me in contact. The guy that I met in Paris, the editor on that, got me in touch with the CEO of my voiceover agent, who, I mean, voiceover, everybody knows it who knows me, it changed my life massively. Had I not done that corporate gig, I'd have never met a guy called Rob Lawrenson, who actually was emigrating to Canada the week after that performance, and he was on the books of this voiceover agency. As he left, I can't dance, limit and believe. Technically, well, I don't know. I can dance. It just depends whether people appreciate it as good or not. But had I not met Rob was emigrating to Canada the week after that performance. He then, because he left the agency, there was a space open for a general northern lad on their books. They gave me a chance. So I was in, that wasn't right place, right time either. That was opportunity meets preparedness. I was ready for that. It was just that, you know, I wouldn't have been able to take it otherwise. Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah. But yeah, you know, I knew I could do voiceover, but I didn't have an in. I didn't know. I met one through doing that job. That other people go, why do you do that job? Well, had I not done it, I'd have never have met that guy. Ricky Gervais in The Office springs to mind. Yeah, you know, absolutely. Ricky Gervais has gone on to do incredible stuff. I saw the pilot episode for The Office that he did filming on a camcorder, which started very, very basic. Now he's gone on to be one of the most well-known comedians on the planet. So everybody does start somewhere doing something, you know, that they probably, if it's shown later in their career, would cringe at it. But it doesn't mean that's where you're always going to be. Your past never equals your future. If there's one piece of wisdom I could leave to this earth, to the population that I know as true, 100% true, is your past does not equal your future. All that crap that you're thinking about in your past, if it's still limiting you, is just in your past. And we spoke last night about now. Spoke about this book. Get the audio book for this. Don't get the book because it's quite hard to read unless you've heard the audio book first. The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Get the book. Get it on Audible or iTunes. Live in the now. Screw the past. Don't worry about the future. When the future happens, it will be now. The past didn't happen in the past. It happened when it was now. When it was happening, it was now. So don't have these limiting beliefs that just stop you and cripple you with fear. From actually, you know, going forward and achieving stuff. This is your emotional goodbye when you meet the aliens in Chris's film. Yeah, so it would be when I'm getting abducted in Chris's film and they say, Ross, you've got one thing to leave to this earth. Your future's not yet written. Doc, Back to the Future. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? And even if you're halfway through writing the chapter, you can always add a plot twist. You can always just twist it up. You know, rewrite the ending. It's totally fine, you know. And if you have to close a chapter, sometimes that's good to start writing a new one. You know, sometimes you just accept, you know what, that stuff has happened now, and I've lived with that long enough. I give myself permission. You can say this out loud. I give myself permission to let that go, and say it to yourself, and just close that chapter and just start writing a new one with empowering beliefs. Ditch all those bullshit limiting beliefs that you've been living with for so long, because people who I know and myself live with them for years, sometimes decades, sometimes people for 30, 40 years of their life. Stuff that happened to them at school, they were told they weren't good enough, they were, you know, bullied for their weight or their looks or whatever. You know, grow up and they live with this notion, say they were bullied for their weight, they live with this notion that they're big boned. Well, it's just me, isn't it? I'm just like that, you know, I'm just big boned. Limiting belief, no you're not. Get rid of that. Certainty about that. Add uncertainty. Have you explored every avenue, you know, where you could lose weight and stop having this image of you being big boned in your head? It's just in your head. There's no such thing as that. That's just what someone else has forced upon you, and your subconscious, for whatever reason, has chosen to honour. Idea for another Periscope. How do you forgive yourself? Ah, okay, good one. Yeah. Okay, well, look at that, Lee. Definitely. That's something that, again, people really struggle with. Guilt about stuff that sometimes and also blaming other people. One good thing that I want people to remember, it's not really about limiting beliefs, but it's kind of what I spoke about earlier, is learning to consciously blame people and consciously blame yourself. There is nothing wrong with blame, guys, right? So if I've done something wrong, and I have genuinely done something wrong, so it was my fault, I purposely did something that I look back on and go, you know what, that was a bad decision. One, you and your decisions are two completely different things. People need to realise that. Okay, so so what I do is I will project positivity onto people. So all I feel is that if someone does me wrong or whatever, I in my mind go, look, you know what? I feel you were just doing your best with whatever you had at that time. If you chose to do something that really hurt me or upset me, I still feel that you were in a bad place to do that. You were just doing what you thought was best at that time. Okay, if that was a terrible decision, that's fine. It wasn't my decision. I didn't make it. So you were just doing your best. That is fine. For me to feel any other way is only hurting myself. So if I'm angry at someone or I'm resentful, when it's in my mind, they don't know that. They're not feeling that. The only person who's feeling that is me. Matt, good evening. Don't know if you've just joined or you've been on a while. The only person who's feeling that resent is me. It's not doing them any harm because they don't even know I'm feeling that way necessarily. So I don't harbour that feeling of resentment, you know. I just project that positivity onto people to say, you were just doing your best, and you know what, your decisions do not equal you. Okay, so you as a person is different to the decisions that you've made. If you want a better life, I hope for your sake you start making better decisions in your life. Second thing is to blame consciously. Okay, we most as human beings blame unconsciously. So what we do is we feel hurt by somebody. We deal with this theme in the third year of SPIES, guilt and forgiveness. Ah, okay, awesome. And yeah, I check out yearofspies.com, by the way, Chris's film. Watch that. That might be good to watch. Well, it will be good to watch. It's great. Chris makes great films. I'm in one. So yeah, blame consciously, guys. Okay, so rather than most people blaming unconsciously, which is you hurt me, thus I'm just going to blame you for everything. I'm going to blame you for hurting me. I'm going to blame you for making me feel terrible. I'm going to blame you for making me not trust anybody again. I'm going to blame you for staying at home and crying. I'm going to blame you for limiting me in my career, my business, all these things that we blame people for. You know what? It's okay to do that, but if you're going to do that, you need to blame that person for all the positive things they brought into your life before they hurt you. So if that was an ex-partner or whatever it is, you go, you know what, I blame you for that and upsetting me, but I also blame you for giving me some of the happiest moments of my life. For that experience where we went and did that and we just laughed all day and it was amazing. You know, I blame you for teaching me that thing that you taught me, or I blame you for opening my mind in that area and introducing me to that person and getting me to read that book and all the positives that they gave you in your life. You can't just blame unconsciously, because when you do that, you're not being fair to other people or yourself. So Lee, if you've done something that you feel upset about, or you go, you know what, I'm ashamed of doing that, I shouldn't have done that, you know, I wish I'd never done that, blame yourself consciously as well for all the positive things that you brought to that person in other situations or whatever it is. If you upset somebody on one day, you go, you know what about that time when I went well out of my way and I booked us that trip, and we went and did that, and I paid for all this stuff, and I gave you this great time, and I went out of my way all that time where I sacrificed going out for my birthday to go out with you and your friends, or I don't know, whatever it is, all these situations that we have with people in our lives. Blame yourself consciously. Stop blaming unconsciously, because it's unhealthy, and you know, whether that's unfair to other people or unfair to yourself. Always look for what you brought to that situation as opposed to what you took from that situation. But we'll do a scope on that. I think that's really interesting, a scope on how you forgive yourself, because people are really harsh on themselves sometimes, and that just limits them for the rest of their life, and they're not living in the now, they're living in the past again, and they're worried about the future. You know, and that you just end up, what we've done on another scope is called chasing the horizon, and that's looking at the perfect Lee. Perfect Lee's here, the current Lee is here, and you go, okay, well, in the perfect Lee has the perfect relationship, the perfect money, the perfect career, the perfect house, the perfect family, the perfect dog, the perfect everything, and you go, okay, well, the Lee here doesn't have any of that stuff, so I'm going to jump from here, and I'm going to start chasing this. Going to start chasing this here, and I can never get to it. It's just the horizon. It's on the horizon. It's called chasing the horizon. So if you were looking out over a city and you saw the buildings in the distance and you started walking towards them, you could reach that horizon in terms of the buildings, but then there would be another horizon. So you can never ever actually catch the horizon, and people do this in life. So they don't live here where they are, they can't live here where they want to be because they can never get there, so they end up living in the gap here, chasing the horizon, and they put off their fulfillment for the rest of their life because they can never be that perfect Lee that they want to be. What you need to do to jump out of that gap the fastest, one, turn around and look at the Lee that they used to be, and look how far you've come and how far you've developed as a person, and what positive things you have done, and the contribution you have made to the world, and how far you've come. You'll think you've only walked a mile, you will have walked 10,000 miles when you look at it. And then also, rather than chasing these things, just draw one piece of inspiration down from the horizon and work at incorporating that into the Lee here at the moment. Don't worry about chasing this. If you are chasing this, you're never going to be happy, guys. If you can't enjoy what you have now, you will never enjoy what you're going to have, what you're ever going to have. You need to just pull some inspiration down from the perfect you, because you'll never be that. You can accept that, and that's fine. Pull the inspiration down and just work on one thing at a time. Don't chase all the rabbits. It's a Chinese proverb: the man who chases 2 rabbits catches neither. Just choose one thing and go after that. Rather than spreading yourself too thin. We did a book club on essentialism. Greg McKeown's book, one of the best books I've read. Essentialism, Greg McKeown, buy it. Teaches you how to work on one thing at a time, as opposed to spreading yourself so thin. Those who took part in the book clubs will remember this diagram. There, this is most people's lives. They've got 15 things. They spread themselves so thin they make 1 millimetre of progress on each one. An essentialist chooses the highest piece of contribution towards their goal, works on that solidly as one individual thing, boom, makes all this progress. Until the 1900s, the word priorities didn't exist. It was always supposed to be priority, singular, not plural. We bastardized that word in the early 1900s with the Industrial Revolution. Priority should never have been a plural word. It should always be singular. What is your priority right now for drawing that piece of inspiration down from the horizon and going after it? What is the highest point of contribution you can make towards getting that thing? Stop spreading yourself so thinly across 20 things. I used to do it all the time. So it's something I still consciously work on all the time, because I run multiple businesses, got my own career, do everything like this, coach other people. Sometimes I just, I find it hard to say no to things because I don't want to upset people. But I started to accept recently that, you know what, there's some people in your life you shouldn't disappoint, and there are some people in your life that it's okay to disappoint in order not to disappoint the people who really matter to you, and that's yourself, your immediate family, your loved ones, your partner, your really close friends. You can't say yes to everything because it means saying no to other people. And there are some people, you know what, who you just have to say no to sometimes. So it's interesting. We've kind of gone off on a few tangents, but I don't mind. I quite like it. I hope it's been helpful. But we will look at another scope. What are we on today? Monday. So Wednesday, maybe Wednesday, we'll look at that forgiveness scope, Lee. And then Friday is going to be book club again. We're looking at Lewis Howe's School of Greatness. I'm still terrible for doing it. It's something that, if you're a good person, Kim, you want to help everyone. You always want to say yes to things, but you've got to remember the most successful people in the world say no to practically everything, because they know that if they say yes, they've got to say no to something else. Lewis's book we're looking at on Friday. Let's vote on a chapter. We've looked at 3 chapters of Lewis's book. There's 8 chapters in total. We're going to do this book club for this Friday and next Friday, and then in December we'll have a completely new book for book club. The chapters we've not looked at so far. Chapter 2, turn adversity into advantage. Give me some yeses if you want that. Type advantage in if you want adversity into advantage. Or you can also have master your body. Probably a difficult one on a scope because we can't do anything physical. Practice positive habits or live a life of service. So we've got 3. So Chris, you can choose from turn adversity into advantage, practice positive habits, or live a life of service. Up to you. Which one do you want out of those? Turn adversity into advantage, practice positive habits, live a life of service. And we will look at that chapter on Friday. But Wednesday, yeah, we'll try and look at forgiveness. Yeah, 2. Do you mean 2 as in adversity into advantage, Chris? That was chapter 2. Positive habits, positive habits, positive habits, positive habits. Chris, it looks like it's all positive habits. Lucy's here as well. I don't know if you've just joined. We got Chris and I think Chris and Arcadina in adversity to advantage. Okay, so positive habits looks like it wins, but the Friday after we'll do adversity into advantage. How's it going, Lucy? Hope you're good. Outvoted, Chris. You were. We're just voting, Lucy, for what chapter of Lewis Howe's book we're gonna look at on Friday for Bulletproof Book Club, and we just said it's going to be practice positive habits. Then the Friday after, we're going to look at turning adversity into advantage. Lucy, apologies that you've missed kind of like all of what the scope was on limiting beliefs. Don't worry, you can watch the replay. It's available on Periscope for 24 hours. You can hard it up whilst you're watching. You can't comment, unfortunately, on the replay, but you can still hard it up. And if you're watching this on YouTube, because these all get updated, uploaded to YouTube, then comment in the comment section below. You can always do that, or you can tweet me at Ross A. Grant as well. We all get a part in the next film, Chris. We can do 2. Yeah, yeah, Chris. If you give everyone a part, they'll let you do your chapter. Turn adversity into advantage, positive habits. Definitely, we're going to do both though. But we'll do positive habits on Friday and adversity into advantage the week after. Please show me the book. So the book is this one. You can screenshot it if you want. It's called The School of Greatness by Lewis Howe. Matt agrees. It's a great book. Lewis is a mate of mine. Great guy. He's certainly turned adversity into advantage in his own life. And makes a hugely positive impact in the world. His book is 8 chapters. It's a real world guide to living bigger, loving deeper, and leaving a legacy. But it's a really cool book, and it's also a nice intro that would accompany my upcoming mindset course, which I'm filming at the moment. I keep showing you these. These are all the units that I've been preparing. It covers 5 units, around about 5 hours of video tutorials, audio, bonus podcasts with some of the most successful thought leaders in the world. It's going to help you 10 times your motivation, 10 times your confidence, 10 times your productivity. Go after getting what you want, rewrite your limiting beliefs, recraft the limitless, empowering life story for yourself. It will honestly, guys, change the way you look at life forever. No understatement at all. I'm so convinced that if you buy this course from me when it comes out in December, if you go through the course, complete it, and you don't think it was worth 10 times what I've charged for it, I will give you your money back. If you don't think you get life-changing stuff out of it, I will give you your money back. It's got a 30-day money-back guarantee, 100%, no quibble, as long as you've been through the course and you can show me you've worked through the exercises. If you don't think it's changed you, you will get a full refund. Simple as that. I stand by that. So confident it's going to do that for you. Nosy Parker's in the house. How are we doing? And so that's it, guys. That's it for tonight. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for watching. If you've not subscribed, swipe left to right on your iPhone, subscribe. Learned so much tonight. Arcadia says, pleasure. I'm so glad you have. Thanks for showing up, Laura. Thanks everybody. But yeah, subscribe so you always know when I'm on. But I'm on Monday, Wednesday and Friday nights, 10 PM. We do motivation and mind hacks on Monday and Wednesday. And then we do Bulletproof Book Club on Friday, where we dissect a book. It's not just starting, Nosy Parker. You always end up going on the end of the scope, man. 10 PM in the UK. We start on every night that we do this. But you can watch the replay. Thank you, Nina. Thanks for showing up as well. Really appreciate it. So yeah, we'll be doing the scope on Wednesday night, 10 PM, Nosy Parker. Get yourself on 10 PM in the UK. I don't know where you are in the world, but 10 PM UK time. Pleasure, Patricia. You needed that. I'm glad you got some value out of that. I love doing these for you guys, and I'm very grateful that they're helpful. Ross Grant Gold. Thank you, Chris. So until Wednesday, guys, have an amazing, amazing couple of days. You can always tweet me. You can always be part of the Facebook group as well. Facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor. Particularly if you are an actor, you'll get a lot of value from that group. If you're not an actor, we say this all the time. Just come and join anyway. Doesn't matter. We'll have you. It's absolutely cool. Come and hang out. Just say it all quickly. It's too much, Nosy Parker. You'll have to watch the replay. There's a lot in there. Love your positivity in the world. It's needed right now. It is. You know what, Lee? It is. It's a very dark time in the world right now. I'm sure we all felt a massive weight on our shoulders all weekend after what happened in Paris. You know, it's affected us all, I think, massively. And we did a scope last night on about fear and hustle and how fear stops people from working towards what they want. And I think now more than ever, we need to be conscious of fear and harness it for our own use, as opposed to letting it harness us and keep us limited, stop us from doing what we want to do. Still doing the running training. Yeah, one last thing before we go. We're doing the Manchester 10K next May. It's on May the 22nd, I think, Laura, isn't it? And we're doing it as a group, all the people on these Periscopes. If you're part of the Bulletproof Actor Facebook group, if you're not, join, but the details are on there. It's the Manchester Morrison's Greater Manchester Greater 10K, whatever it's called, the run. Please join us. It will be amazing. We're doing it as a group. We're not all running off, and you know, we're going to cross the line together in whatever. Chris is doing it awesome. We're going to cross the line in whatever time we can do it. We're only as strong as our weakest link. So I want you guys training, but we're all going to do it, and we're going to see what time we get. We'll then try and beat it the year after. But it's a team effort. Everyone's going to be involved. If you've never ran before, it doesn't matter. We will help you get through it. We'll carry it. It's fine. Tough Mudder is probably another one on the list we should do at some stage, Lee. But for now, we've all signed up. Well, a lot of people have signed up to the Manchester 10K. Join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor. The details are on there. Or just Google Manchester 10K and just register. It's about 30. It's not cheap though. It's about 38 quid, I think, if you do it now. And you get I think you get a running shirt as well when you cross the line for that money. But it'll be a laugh. If you've got the money, come and do it. It'll be great to see you. Awesome. I will let you guys go. Remember that question those limiting beliefs. Stop being certain about them. They're only ideas until you can prove them. So go and prove them wrong. They're bullshit. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. No, not tomorrow. Wednesday. Take care.